Hello, my name is Betty Garcia Mathewson, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today to present the Jim Schmidt Award to Wilson Augustave. Two men I love immensely. Jim Schmidt was a man who fought for justice his entire life. In his work, in his community, to the very end, he was thinking and strategizing about how he could make his community more just for all people. This award is for people who are drawn and for whom doing justice work is something that they have to do. This is Wilson. Wilson was born in Nassau, the Bahamas, to a Haitian migrant farm-working family. And he remembers as a young person having to wake up in the middle of the night and run from immigration. They moved from the Bahamas to Florida, and in the United States here, they worked the Eastern migrant stream from Florida to New York. Wilson understands the reality of the people he serves. And Wilson is a natural born leader. And so quickly, he was discovered by the Finger Lakes Migrant Healthcare Project and hired. In that time, he served representing farm workers on local, state, and national boards. You can read about much of that in his bio. And he brings himself. So I know Wilson through the Opening Doors Project. The Working Doors Apprentice Project was sponsored by the Working Together group, and Wilson participated. In this project, we really worked to figure out and think about how do we implement anti-racist, justice-focused approach when working with farm workers. Wilson brought all of himself to that. Wilson, when you're in his presence, you feel heard, you feel seen. He comes fully with all of who he is. And in that project, he didn't think only of farm workers. He did think of farm workers and community. And he thought about his wife and his daughters. And how does he implement his role as a father, as a husband, with a justice lens? When Wilson comes to the table, he brings all of himself. One of his dreams was to be an entrepreneur like his stepfather. And see, he's the owner and operator of Quality Janitorial Services. Wilson is an educator, an advocate, an activist, an entrepreneur, a friend, a father, and a husband. He's a full, whole person who brings all of himself to everything he does. And today we honor that in you, Wilson, with the Jim Schmidt Award. Thank you for everything you do for our community.
Good evening, everybody. It is truly an honor to be here with all of you here at this Harvesting Justice dinner. I was really shocked to get the phone call from Richard. It's been a while, a long time since I've heard from Richard. And he shared with me that I was being an honoree for Jim Schmidt. And Jim Schmidt is a very good friend of mine. I miss him dearly. And tears began to flow as I had flashes of memories of our time together and what he meant to me and the way he modeled himself as just a wonderful human being that really cares about others. He was selfless, you know, and being an ally, you know, for farm workers. So there's so many people, you know, that are deserving of getting this. And I am truly humbled by it. So, you know, I'm thinking, you know, the time when I transitioned from being a farm worker, migrant farm worker, traveling the East Coast on a yearly basis, as a young, you know, Black immigrant, the trials and tribulations, just how tough it was, you know, to make a living that way. and finally decided to resettle in Wayne County in Western New York. I have to say that during those times, I always wished, there was something I could do to improve the living um, conditions, for farmers. And I just happened to, with help of very good friends, was able to get a job with Finger Lakes Migrant Health. And it turned out that it pretty much was like a gateway to be able to connect with some of the wonderful souls out there that truly care about migrants and seasonal farm workers. The very people that I came from, they wanted to know my story. And the more I shared my story, the more I thought about the people out there and what they were going through and how tough it is for them. Um, I was able to participate, with other organizations such as Cornell Migrant Program. Now it's past known, they were called Rural Opportunities. And there were also some farm worker coalition agencies. They really tried to address the issues that farm workers face. So I learned during those times that creating more awareness about whom farm workers were, try to speak up for farm workers because, there are hundreds and thousands of them out there that are working every day, and they're not in a position to really be able to speak up for themselves the way the system is set up. And so their voices, they're quiet. And so they need allies, such as people like myself and anybody else who's willing to, work towards, bringing equality to farm workers, So I would I would talk about farm workers wherever I went, whether it was local or national, to address, these issues. And so as I think about, Jim and what he represented for me, this was someone that didn't have to do this type of work. He was a white man, good looking man, he could have been working in corporate America, making, $1 million, but no, his heart steered him towards addressing the plights of migrants and seasonal farmers. And, I saw that, and I see many of them. And, this inspires me. And so I'm truly humbled, to have my name put in any place, in any context with Jim Schmidt, my friend. Jim was a salt of the earth type person. So I just have to say that, we've been, many of us have been out there for quite a bit, sounding the alarm, that, farm workers deserve justice and equality. They are essential in our communities, in our state, in our nation. The farmers grow the crops, the farm workers help bring the crops in. That's a very necessary piece. However, they're the working poor, the mobile poor. And, we have to say something, try to do something. It takes a long time. I mean, how long it took just to get water, drinking water in the fields, where it was mandated that they would have to provide water in the drinking water. And now I'm so hopeful. I mean, listen, and what was it this year in January of 2020? Now farm workers get a day of rest, overtime pay. Hallelujah. I mean, that's just awesome. That's just great. And, so much more can be done. So we can't quit now. We have to continue. The struggle continues. But I'm very hopeful with so many out there, particularly the young people too, who are joining in to bring about a more just and equal system for farm workers. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. God bless.
When you're feeling blue, dream, that's the thing to do. Just watch the smoke rings rise in the air. You'll find your share of memories there. So dream when the day is through. Dream and they might come true. Things never are as bad as they seem. So dream,
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Lulia Castillo, soy mexicana, tengo en este país viviendo ya muchos años. Quiero dar gracias primero a Dios por este nuevo día, por mi familia, por mi hogar y por mi salud. Y paso a lo siguiente. Primero quiero dar gracias a la organización por todo el apoyo que nos han estado dando durante esta pandemia, a toda la gente que ha estado dando donaciones. Yo soy parte que me han ayudado también a mí, a mi familia. Muchas gracias. Esta organización es Ministerio Rural Inmigrante. Muchas gracias porque han estado apoyando a toda la comunidad. Gracias de verdad a todos los que han dado su apoyo y espero que Dios los bendiga y que sigan haciéndolo. También porque están apoyando a los jóvenes en su programa Joyce, que lo sigan haciendo, que para que ellos sigan adelante en sus proyectos que tienen, y ojalá que lo sigan haciendo siempre, que no pues solamente que lo sigan apoyando, porque es un apoyo muy grande para toda la comunidad. Muchas gracias.
Good afternoon. My name is Gabriela Quintanilla, and it's an honor for me to be here virtually with you all tonight, introducing the next group that we're going to honor, and that is Mujeres Divinas. Mujeres Divinas describes themselves as a group of Latina women that come together to create a safe space where they can learn with and among one another essential skills for leadership development and advocacy techniques. I have known this group very personally in my time with RMM when I was the Western New York coordinator. I worked with them for 4 years, and it was a privilege and honor to have been in their homes, to have been part of their families, and to learn a little bit more about what Mujeres Divinas wants to do in the future. And that is they want to become an independent group that is recognized across Western New York. One of the things that they do to bring education to other women, other farm worker women, is they provide different workshops. They come together by creating crafts. They provide essential needs like groceries to many single moms in the region, and especially during this pandemic, they were able to partner with us to provide face masks to a lot of farm worker women in the region. And they continue to do this work, both in partnership with us and the Worker Justice Center, but also independently. They are always trying to find ways on how to help the community with the very limited resources that they have. And it's because of that reason that we want to honor them tonight, because the work that they're doing is so essential, and it's filling a gap in the region, and that is to be connected to farm worker women, who a lot of them are single moms. So it's an honor for me to be talking to you all about them tonight, and I want us to give it up for them, and I want you to continue supporting them, either directly sending a donation or through Rural Migrant Ministry making a donation out to Mujeres Divinas. So solo quiero decir que es un honor para mí estar aquí esta noche y poder introducirles a ustedes, Mujeres Divinas, que me han permitido ser parte de sus vidas, de sus familias. He aprendido mucho de ustedes sobre cómo organizar y cómo conectarse con la comunidad que está siendo directamente afectada. En esta noche les queremos dar honor porque reconocemos el trabajo que han hecho con los pocos recursos que tienen. Reconocemos que han podido proveer diferentes talleres usando el arte para conectar con otras mujeres trabajadoras agrícolas en la región. También sabemos que han podido proveer alimentos a muchas familias y mujeres que están necesitadas, especialmente durante esta pandemia. Y también ha sido un honor para nosotros trabajar mano a mano con ustedes distribuyendo mascarillas. Y entonces es por eso que ahora queremos darle este pequeño reconocimiento. No solo viene parte de nosotros, sino de la comunidad entera. Entonces, pues nada, si quieren apoyar a Mujeres Divinas, pueden hacerlo directamente a su grupo o también hacer una donación por medio del Ministerio Rural Migrante dirigido a Mujeres Divinas. Let's give it up for them. Thank you.
Mujeres Divinas es un grupo de mujeres latinas inmigrantes que se unen para crear un espacio seguro en el cual puedan aprender entre sí.
Our hope is to empower and improve our communities, to improve our own life and the life of other women at home and at work.
Las Mujeres Divinas quieren empoderar a las mujeres para que se actúen como agentes de cambio en sus comunidades.
The Mujeres Divinas want to empower women to become agents of change in their communities.
Our vision is to live in a just world in which all women are empowered to be leaders in their own communities.
Nuestra visión es vivir en un mundo justo en el que todas las mujeres sean empoderadas a ser líderes dentro de sus propias comunidades.
youth from Western New York.
We are a group of high school students with a desire for social change in our community.
Every year we choose 3 social issues. This year we focused on
racism, discrimination against women, and farm worker rights.
We meet every Friday to discuss these social issues.
Thank you for your donations, and we invite you to continue supporting us.
We hope you enjoy the event and have a great night. Bye!
This concludes the third section of our program. Please scroll down to the next event segment.